Welcome back to Lawn Dude Unearth, where we like to dive into whatever topic comes to mind each and every week. Every week we have an installment on mental health because it's important, man. You got to check on your people. You got to check on your people and have your people check on you. It is important, man. It's important to me that we continue to have discussions on mental health because it's just not talked about enough. Now we're going to cue the intro. I like to go ahead and take care of these pleasantries. For all those who power Lawn Dude Unearth and help us to bring this content to you each and every week. Now, if you're looking for a high quality, eco conscious apparel that reps your passion for the outdoors, you need to check out Finprint Apparel. And don't forget to use our code, man, DUDE10. Once again, DUDE 10 at checkout will save you 10%. Again, that's Finprint Apparel. They will give you a good little splash on your uniforms. If you haven't checked out our video of how different our uniforms are, go check it out right now, either on YouTube or Instagram. Also, I'd like to go ahead and shout out the fact that we're powered by Petra Tools, who is bringing you top-tier equipment to keep your lawn game strong. Whether you need sprayers, various lawn landscape products, or battery-powered solutions, Petra Tools has you covered. And they also have like mulch glue, and they got the lawn paint. They got a little bit of everything, man. Just go check out their website. Support the brands that support us, man. These are the brands that support Lawn Dude Unearth. I like to keep growing as a company, as a podcast. So I definitely have no problem shouting out those who decided to give us the opportunity. And we beyond appreciate it. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to Lawn Dude Unearthed. This is another truck talk. Hopefully I don't hear whatever sound I've been hearing whenever I do truck talks in the background. But I ended up missing last week's podcast. Real talk, I started to record one, and I personally didn't like the way, I didn't like the tone of it. What I mean by that is, I'm going to keep it real on this podcast, man. I always do. I always do. That's all I know how to do. But my vibe was completely off last week because of situations I am going through. And most people who are on podcasts, who do podcasts, do social media, they like to keep this close to the vest, man. They like to keep this as they like to keep their little highlight reel. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about the lowlight reel, about what's really going on right now. So, last couple of weeks, I kind of been in a little bit of a, man, I don't even know, because I've never really experienced that feeling. This is why I always say check on your folk, man. You got to check on your people, including the strong people. I consider myself a strong person, and yet I had a little bit of like anxiety and just sadness. I mean, I don't want to call it depression because, I believe in power of the tongue. You have what you say. So it was really because the month of June for us was not what I expected it to be. We done made the investment on this truck, maintenance truck. We've invested a lot over the years. We can't really have months like we had in June. We made these type of investments. And this is just the real deal, Holyfield, man. I know a lot of people sitting back, so many people that wait on your downfall, that prey on your downfall, that they go, oh, well, he buys all them trucks and equipment, one day he's gonna, fall flat on his face. Well, that's not what happened. That's why I love having this podcast. I'm glad it's my podcast. I can sit here and explain exactly what happened. So, we had a couple 12-month clients that stopped service because of, well, I know one was the family was coming to do it. They needed a budget. That's what everybody has to do now is budget. And the other one, same thing. Needed a budget, so the lawn person's the first one that is expendable. And when I say 12-month plan, I don't mean just some slight stuff. These were kind of good amounts. Both of them were. Especially together. But, I didn't think none of it. You lose clients all the time, and by the grace of God, you're always able to replace them. So, like I said, didn't really think much of it. But the thing about me is when I get new clients, I don't put them on the 12-month plan. I just don't. I usually go with them for a year on the prepay before I even consider, throwing out the offer for a 12-month plan. Anyways, I am going into June, and those couple clients actually start to hurt. Why? Because commercial clients were dragging their feet on paying. A couple commercial clients were dragging their feet on paying. And I wish I could say it's a surprise, but it's not. The one main one that takes a little while to pay, they kind of been doing that since we've had them under contract, and this is probably year 6. And even if you put stuff in the contract about this, it still happens. It's frustrating, but it should be something that I should have better adjusted to. So I can't even sit here and blame them. So I'm waiting for their payments, I'm waiting for other payments to come in. There's another, site where I hardly raked. I was waiting for that payment to come in. And I'm talking about decent sized payments. And, I still have payments for other stuff coming out regularly. So because June was already, a slow month, the cash flow's poor. It got poorer with what I'm about to tell you happened. So you get in a situation where you have X amount coming out your account, the next day, and you've waited for a check, because commercials are the only ones that paid me check, and those checks didn't come in, those payments didn't come in, and you gotta ask yourself a question: do I want to overdraft my account, or do I want to borrow from the credit line? And trust me, there's kind of no great answer to that, but I would assume most would probably say hit the credit line. Well, that's what I did, and it actually ended up hurting me because my credit line has weekly payouts. Every week you gotta make a payment on it for up to 12 months, whenever you draw. So when you had to draw a couple consistent weeks because you still haven't received payments, and the interest is already sky high on this credit line, by the time that payment comes in, there's no sense in even thinking you're going to put that payment on the credit line, because with interest, you owe a lot more now. So It's frustrating. It's frustrating, man. I got real upset because the weekly payment alone on this credit line, on top of another short-term solution I had, got earlier in the year when it was real slow, before we got all those snows. Those have single-handedly hurt my cash flow. And I'm going to tell you right now, anyone that has Stripe, anyone that uses Stripe credit card processing, stay away from their loans. Don't get me wrong, they'll get you out of a pinch, but they will definitely put you in a bigger situation by the way you do the payback. This payback is by a certain percent out of every credit card transaction you do until it's paid off. So I got into a funk, not really so much because I feel like I was letting myself down. I can let myself down. I can fail, or better yet, learn experience. I can do all that. It doesn't bother me. I can have slow months in business. It doesn't bother me. What does bother me is when I feel like I have failed my family. And that's exactly what I've been kind of feeling over the last 2 weeks. Everything just kind of hit me, man. Hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, for real. People say that all the time, that expression. But that's the best example I have to kind of explain how exactly I've been feeling. The last couple weeks, I've been like beyond upset, man. Because I feel like I've let my family down because I'm looking at the fact that we just celebrated 10 years self-employed. 10 years. And I want to say we haven't really been on like a true vacation probably since before the 10 years. Like, don't get me wrong, we've had little day trips or whatever, but actually go on a vacation, be out of the field for a week, we haven't done. So this past week, I've been trying. Oh man. Best believe I have been trying to just come up with better ways for the future. More so, listen to God on what way and what direction He would like me to go in. Because I'll be doggone if I'm going to spend another year where we don't have vacation. In full transparency, I do have a bookkeeper. I made the investment on a bookkeeping company, which I'm pretty sure is overseas. And really, I feel like I kind of cheaped out on that. Don't get me wrong. They do keep the books, you know what I mean? But I don't think they're to where I would like them to be. So, working on opportunity right now. This opportunity sinks. I think I'll be looking for new bookkeepers. No disrespect to them, but I need a company that does more. I need a company that's actually going to not just let me do whatever I want to do, which is probably another reason why I went with the company I'm with. I actually want a company that holds me accountable and says, hey, this is the budget you need to stick to. Because it'll keep me from getting in this doggone situation. So I'm not going to say if I get out of the situation. I'm going to say when I get out of the situation. Because I know God, God has a plan. God has a plan. I don't need to know what that plan is until He's ready to show it. But I am going to keep trying. Best believe that. Best believe that. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna jump above here, and once again, like I said, you guys should check on your people, man. You guys should check on your people and have your people check on you because you never know what it is that they're going through, man. You never know the situation they're going through. All right, y'all. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Lawn Dude on Earth. We talk about all kinds of things here. The good stuff, the tough stuff, and everything in between. If you like the show, please give us a 5-star review. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, and have a blessed day.